Stories, music, story times, all kinds of shit for you. Everything goes if it's happening now from Copyland.
By the way, I know a lot of people take showers after gym class. Nobody took a shower. I don't know if it was just decided across the board that nobody want to see dings.
Yeah, who wants to see dings?
But nobody ever took a shower. Also, it might have been that those showers are never cleaned.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So who want
to shower?
Who want to stick foot there? Yeah, I wouldn't want to stick foot there. It's not good.
I remember when we had that, the shower was like a mandatory thing, and no one did it either.
Yeah.
Like, who does it?
It was mandatory for us too.
Grime all over the floor and shit.
Yeah, mad grime. So school's a weird place.
Yeah.
We had like a Renaissance fair type of thing at school, and it was just the English AP class that would hold it.
Mad dorks.
Yeah, mad dorks. But it was a whole thing, and they would hold it. We would hold it in front of the rest of the school for 2 sessions, 2 hours. Excuse me. It was weird. The first year that I did it, I only got to participate on the sidelines as a fucking fife or some shit. Or I'm sorry, a surf.
What the hell's a fife?
Who the fuck wants to be a surf?
What the hell's a surf?
Just a peon, a normal person.
Everyday life.
Yeah. Oh, that you know what? Before that, for a separate class, it was English AP, but not the one where you got to do the Renaissance fair. We did for that teacher. We did the dorks again. We did a Thanksgiving thing. So remember that?
I remember you had mad little freaking tights and like grandma's freaking what's it called, nylons on.
Yeah, I had the whole pants that go up to the knee, and then the rest is fucking tights.
Yeah,
but white pantyhose.
Yeah, basically that's what it was.
And then the shiny shoes with the buckle.
Yeah, dude. You had
The only thing was that the hat, I didn't have a hat.
Yeah.
So I had to make a hat, and it was paper, and it was shitty. Now, don't ask why I had a Puritan outfit at my fucking disposal, but I did. The point is, we got to do that, and it was just like like the idealized version of Thanksgiving where a bunch of Puritans have,
funny
Thanksgiving with Native Americans.
Funny thing is, we did that in kindergarten. You were doing it in high school.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, by the way, half the class was given the opportunity, I guess, to be Puritans, and the other half was deemed Native Americans or Indians.
What is that?
I don't know.
I got to be.
What did you get to be?
Puritan, homie.
Yeah, I got to be a Puritan.
Gang.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't proud other than the fact that it was a pretty coal outfit, but the point is,
mine was just straight paper, homie.
They would couple you with a Native American, so to speak.
Yeah.
That was like your benefactor or vice versa, and I got coupled with it was like an on and off again fling of mine. It was a weird thing with her, but anyway, I got coupled with her, and she was mad hot Indian, but she was like the whitest girl of all time. So in retrospect, a little offensive, but whatever. And but I was wearing this mad, super gay, to be honest with you, Puritan outfit. It was not cool. Not a good way to make a solid impression. But anyway, that's what we did first, and it was lame. The Indians were all given sashes to wear, headbands, if you will, to wear around their heads. Here's the thing: since a lot of these people didn't have Indian outfits at their disposal, they had to kind of put them together, patch them together. Except for Mad Hottie, who had a fucking Indian outfit. How's that happen? Super hot she was, dude.
Was
but
it
anyway,
mad like potato sack?
No, it was like clearly some sort of.
Yeah.
She was a rich girl though, so.
No. I mean the other homemade outfits.
Oh, the other homemade outfits were straight potato sacks.
I remember we had potato sacks. Dad,
but
was this the same teacher?
Yeah, maybe. No, it wasn't. This teacher was the one whose father tried to exorcise me. Look up that story. It happened. But anyway, so we get there and the teacher decides that the Indians are looking like potato sacks. Yes. So she's like, y'all got to get more Indian-y. So she decides to give everybody headbands. And what she gives them are not actual headbands. It's crepe paper. Colored crepe paper.
How did this happen to me too?
Oh, it did?
Yes, with one little freaking thing, and it would just melt on your forehead.
Yeah. So she gave them crepe paper, and it was like blue and orange and red, all those colors, right?
I were mad red.
And people started sweating, and the Indians were just bleeding color all over their face.
This happened, dude.
Damn, homie. Is this just a thing that happens in school?
It's a mandatory thing.
But anyway, that was the Puritan things. Then the next year we got to be serfs for the graduating class of dorks that were in the Renaissance Fair properly, being knights and maidens and all that shit, right? And the teacher for that class got to be the queen, and they did her bidding or whatever, right? And so the whole thing was, it ended up in this jousting and sword fighting competition where somebody would win and be the champion to one of the ladies and all that shit. Coincidentally, before I get to that, the year before we just got to be serfs to that, and it sucked because it literally meant we had to serve the seniors. And granted, a lot of those seniors were people that I got along with. One of them being our sometimes guest, Senor Spilbergo, as the most unconvincing knight of all time.
I was about to say, this guy.
Oh, you saw that outfit?
I didn't. No, I didn't see that. I'm just saying, I saw yours.
Oh, his outfit was super unconvincing.
But I can only imagine this was probably the girliest night of all time.
It was a very plasticky
affair. No, really?
But his non-armor stuff was cool. But
did he even combat? I can't imagine him combating.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. The year they did that, which was the year before me, or ahead of me, I should say, the combat was all staged.
Corny.
So the year we did it, the year I was
not staged.
It was super.
I was there, and it was pretty cool.
It was awesome, dude. So yeah, man. The year we did it, me and Log Leg Larry, one of my former friends,
Triple L
as we call him here on the channel, the man who believed that a person called Enos Shank was part of American history. Dude, that guy,
he was somehow part of 100 years of American history. How?
He's immortal, dude. So that guy, he used to be a friend of mine. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. It's just a guy called Log Leg Larry.
Had mad log legs and a big ass birth stain in his freaking sack.
Yeah, all you need to know about him. Anyway, he and I said, this is pretty lame that you have to stage the fights.
Yeah.
Why can't we have the winner be decided by actual combat?
Well,
so we took it to the teacher, and the teacher said, if you could get your parents to sign off on it, go ahead.
Mad signed.
And everybody got there, except for David Tittles. There was this dude named
Taste the Nipple.
Named Tittles, Taste the Nipple, trademark, that was a total wuss, man. And he didn't want to, but we've kind of forced him to do it. So he got his permission slip signed late, and we actually got to do it. So the catch was everybody had to make functional armor that would actually protect them, right?
I don't remember your suit very well, but I remember you made your
helmet.
Wasn't it straight metal, for real?
The suit, the actual body part suit was a hand down from a former friend. A mutual friend of myself and Senor Spilbergo. He had made that, but it was all for show. He didn't actually get to use it. So he handed it down to me, and I modified it. I added gauntlets, and I got a football helmet.
Was that what it was?
And then made a surrounding Magneto-style helmet around it with an emblem and shit on it. And
I remember you made your sword out of a broom handle or a mop handle.
Yeah, it was an industrial mop.
Yeah.
So it was super thick.
With insulation on top.
Insulation.
And aluminum tape.
Yeah.
And books for the hilt.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The books for the hilt was the best move I did, right? Everybody, Enos was there. Everybody else used cardboard or shit like that. So their hilts broke and their hands were all fucked up.
Yeah.
I used them mad books that absorb the shock. Dude. But anyway, We made
I
a
remember
sword.
that. This is weirdly one of the days that's burned into my mind was you cutting little holes into the
Into the
freaking books and shit.
It works, man. And then we also had to do a lance joust.
You didn't mention you had the shield, and everybody's.
Okay.
I remember everybody's shield was made out of like crap balsa wood or some shit. We had like this massive piece of wood that had like I guess it was like a puzzle, like a world puzzle on there.
No, you know what the wood was? Oh
What
yeah,
was
it had a puzzle glued on it.
Yeah.
But that wood was an old 1970s school desktop.
Is that what that was?
And it was-
it's like super thick.
Yeah, it was not these cheap desktops that are made of like that fucking
Nah, it's straight wood, homie.
shitty. It was straight up solid wood.
Yeah.
And it was small enough for you to move it, but it was strong and
Yeah.
heavy. Everybody else had
shield's
flimsy.
destroyed, dude.
Yeah, everybody else's shield was flimsy and shitty, especially Log Leg Larry's,
Yeah.
except for Tittles,
Oh no.
who had a whole body length shield.
Come on, guy.
You could only see his head if he peeked out. The problem with that is Tittles sucked so hard that he couldn't carry that fucking shield around.
Come on, guy.
So he was kind of stationary and would have to swipe around it, so he was an easy kill. But anyway, everybody's shield sucked. Mine ruled. And my
ruled, dude.
armor ruled. And then, and we
And
also...
you were going. Wait, are we skipping the combat?
Yeah, we're going there.
Okay.
So we also had to do lances, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and Loglegs made our lances proper with PVC pipes.
Yeah.
And, I did the book handle again
Mm-hmm.
on those. And they would be awesome because when we hit, they would make this thunderous sound. Everybody else made their shitty lances out of the most breakable materials, which, by the way, turned out to be way more dangerous.
Yep.
But more on that later. But anyway, so ultimately there was 4 knights, myself, Logleg Larry, David Tittles, and this dude we're gonna call Puke, which was the pretty boy of our little gathering of geeks there. He was the guy that all the chicks were all fawning over, right? So anyway, they would pair you up with a maiden that you had to represent in battle.
Was she fair though?
I got my on and off fling again, dude.
Homie.
We were always someone's. It was like fucking serendipitous that we would always end up together. And I was like, well, there we go. Time to rep the niche. I had the mad penis on mine. I was like, I'm gonna rep and I'm gonna get some action on my penis.
I was about to say, you had the mad penis on mine, homie.
Not that way, but anyway, I was like, this is cool, man. So anyway, she brought her mad outfit game too. She was the only one that was like a hottie maiden.
Yeah,
Everybody
fair
else was like,
maiden.
what is that suit?
Yeah, gruesome.
Oh no, that's a lie. There was this chick that turned out to be a lesbian later on. That had a mad great suit. But anyway,
You're rating suits.
everybody got their maiden to rep, and so the day came. We were told to practice, but the other 2 wimps, especially Tittles, didn't want to practice. So me and Loglegs would practice with each other. So we got to be extra brutal with each other because we kind of knew our way.
Mommy!
Yeah, we got to know our way around each other.
I have a moment that's burned into my mind, dude.
You got to tell it because it's got to be different from my perspective. But anyway, the whole thing happens, and we have 2 showings we have to do, to cover the whole school. And, you do a little entrance, and then you come in with your banner. Oh, by the way, not only did I have my suit of armor, but, of course you had an outfit underneath. And then I had this, like...
Yeah, it was a wrestler's cape, wasn't it?
It was a former wrestler's cape that had this
We
cool...
literally got like a bag of his former shit. I wish we would have kept some of it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It was like this massive bag of just shit from this former wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things was a cape.
Yeah, and it had this cool-ass dragon on it. So I made kind of like, those tunics that go over the armor. So while everybody else had to strap on their armor, I could just wear my armor and look like I was wearing formal gear because of this tunic. And so we walk in and shit, all, with
I think that's what the gauntlets were too, right? It was part of his,
The gauntlets were part of the wrestler's outfit too. And we walk in, and I got my hottie ass maiden, and we had to seat them at the sides of the queen, and then they would present a handkerchief, and you would get it put on your lance. That's fucking subtle.
Guy. Come on,
if you won, you know, so they would present their little handkerchiefs and shit, and then the battle would begin at the behest of the queen or whatever, right? So it was all cool, man. You really get into playing that shit. It's pretty fun. But anyway, first off, it was me and Puke, the pretty boy. And by the way, he was a cool guy. I'm just calling him Puke. But anyway, me and Puke, and as aforementioned, this guy didn't practice with us, and his lance was mad feast, right?
Yeah.
So we go up, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but his sword broke immediately.
I honestly don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember the lancing parts. I remember when you were straight hand to hand sword fighting.
Oh, that was the same. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, we'll get to that.
I can't input on this. I remember there was like a dude with blue armor. That's something I remember.
Okay, so check this out.
I was very young.
I go up to Puke, and he's kind of like, "What the fuck," you know? And I'm like, "Dude, you should practice." Right? I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I just told him, "Just hit me."
Yeah.
You know, just hit me, and we'll go from there. By the way you lost in this thing was if they hit your arm with the sword. You would have to take it out of play.
I remember that.
If they hit your sword, you have to get down. I mean, if they hit your leg, you would have to get down on one knee. If they hit your other leg, 2 knees.
If they hit your sword, you can't get the main.
Yeah, then you're out. Shit out of luck there.
Mad weenie broke.
Immediate death was to hit you in the head, or you know, if you're completely taken out of commission, they could just slay you, or show you mercy. Never showed mercy. But anyway. You know, so anyway, I get out there with Puke. He swings at me. I swing back with my insanely solid sword, and it shatters his sword. Mm-hmm. So, you know, theoretically, according to the rules laid by the queen, quote unquote, he lost. But I was like, no, that sucks. So I had a backup sword, so I let him use my backup sword, and I still won immediately. I just dapped him on the head, and he was dead. So he's out of commission. And then Loglegs went up against Tittles, and of course defeated the shit out of him immediately. So it was down to me and Loglegs for the final go. And surprisingly, even though at first everybody being angsty teens was all like, "This sucks," by the end they were like, "Hell yeah, this is awesome," right? So me and Loglegs go, and this is the first go, not the one you're thinking of. Me and Loglegs go, and we go at it pretty hard. He ends up taking my arm, and I end up taking his leg, and
his log,
yeah. And I won that one.
Once your log is gone, like
pretty straight through. I won that one. Then we moved on to the lances, and honestly, don't remember who won the lances, me or him, the first time, but it came down to me and him. Yeah. I went up against Puke, and his lance broke. But here's the bad part about his lance. His lance was one of like those thin, kind of like broomy type things. And it shattered, and like he didn't have the PVC around it like ours. Yeah. And this fucking shard of fucking wood came at my friggin' face.
Damn, homie.
And somehow I evaded that. Defeated him because I had a lance, you know, and I didn't fucking completely get destroyed by a massive PVC pipe. Yeah. And of course Tittles sucked. Tittles lasted longer because of his massive shield, but he won. And the way we do it, obviously we didn't have horses. We would just run at each other with these lances, you know. So anyway, that was the first showing. It went pretty cool. Everybody was a little bit more confident. The second showing, the whole rigmarole, blah 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 blah. We come down to the combat, and this time we switched out. Loglegs got Puke, and I got Tittles, and Tittles sucked major nuts. First of all, he refused to come out from behind his massive body-sized shield.
Was he the one? I remember there was someone in green and someone in blue.
I think he was in green.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think. But anyway, he was the fat guy cowering behind a big shield. Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, this sucks. So I just did a little dance around him and hit him in the fucking back. Yeah. Which, by the way, the queen said didn't count because you're not supposed to hit him in the back. I didn't fucking know that rule. You didn't say that rule. So whatever.
It's the only thing that's freaking exposed.
Exactly. So she let us go again, and I said, fuck this shit. Since he was cowering underneath the shield, I just tapped him over the fucking shield on the head, and he lost.
Yeah, mad dude.
So that was the easiest thing ever. Loglegs went up against Puke, and I don't remember the details specifically, but because I was with my squire, getting mad suited up, and not suited up, but getting mad prepped, putting on a show for people.
Yeah.
You know, well, by then I was like into it. Like I remember I said, "Give me my other sword." And by the way, the squire was just like we had to serf and squire for them. It was an underling, and he was a friend of mine, so we had this all prepped. You know, I said, "Give me my other sword." As the new battle starts over there, and he hands it to me on one knee, and I grab it and kick him away and shit. To the delight
you're like mad villainous at this point.
Yeah, I was a villain. To the delight of many, aka surprisingly many.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know the details of what happened with Puke and Loglegs, but Loglegs won. So it came down to me and Loglegs again, and I was like, "Damn, homie."
I guess this is what I remember.
Yeah, this is when we decide we go up, and I remember this specifically. I tell Loglegs, "Let's just go at it, dude. Let's just go."
I remember. I guess it was that, and if so, I think he was the blue guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah.
Y'all were like mad hard.
Super
like insanely hard. I remember this fool was hitting him's logs so hard that he hit his shield at one point. This was burned into my mind, by the way. You like smashing him like Darth Vader or something, or like a Luke on Vader.
Yeah.
And his shield just breaks in half, and it flies, and it literally like landed next to my feet, and I was like, "What the shit? His shield exploded!"
And now I know
you were like mad hitting with his shield and shit.
Yeah. And now I know I said that everybody's shield sucked, but Logs and I did our shit together, so his shield wasn't shitty. Yeah. The other guys were shitty. His was a pretty solid shield, but it shattered shockingly.
Yeah.
My shield, using it to swat was probably not a nice thing because mine was super heavy. But we just went at it, dude, hitting hardcore. And the thing is, once you're hitting, you know, we kind of had to throw away the rules of your arm is out. We just said whoever gives up first.
Yeah.
You know, Buffy and me style in the playground, I guess. Whoever gives up first, whoever acquiesces. And we just went brutal. There was a few times where we were like, oh yeah, we said whoever wins first, whoever gets a headshot. And there was a time where we literally hit each other in the head at the same time, and we were like, what do we do? And we we're like, let's just go at it again. Anyway, I remember winning, but it could just be me.
I remember you losing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what?
I remember you won. Really.
Yeah. That's
but
it.
Since you were mad villainous, he won.
Yeah.
But it was you that won.
I won, technically speaking.
Yeah. But I guess you guys like agreed to make him win or something.
I won, technically speaking, and I don't remember. Oh yeah. I won, but then I decided to kill him instead of giving him mercy. That's where the mercy thing came in. And I told him to strike me, and then he won. Yeah. But the straight up combat, quote unquote.
You're mad one.
By sheer force, by the way. It was definitely no talent.
I remember one of his swords broke.
Yeah.
Early on, like before his shield broke, and you had to like swap out for, I think, the smaller one or something. I don't remember. It was a different size. So y'all were like mad hard hitting.
It was fucking fun, dude. Afterwards, the teacher was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? But the results spoke for themselves, and everybody liked it. Whereas before, when people would go to these, it would be boring because nobody was actually doing anything, and it was basically the school has to pretend to like these classes that they don't participate in. So we made it fun. So fun, in fact, that the next year, my girlfriend then at the time was going to that class. I had already graduated, and she was in her senior year, so she got the class, and the teacher asked her if I would make an appearance, I guess.
Damn, homie, came back from the dead?
Yeah, so what the bad part about that
I remember the weird part is that you had technically died. Again, if I remember correctly, I may be remembering this wrong, but I remember you losing. And then afterwards, y'all had, like, I guess it was like this meal afterwards.
Yeah.
But y'all, you were still doing the villainous thing and going down crowds. It was like straight up like people like bowing to you. I was like, what is going on, man?
Yeah, it was cool, man. I'm telling you, people that were not in the class got really involved in it. It was awesome because they liked the stupid bluster and bravado of the character, I guess.
Yeah.
It was fun, even though it was technically dead.
Mad dead.
Yeah, we had a traditional like a Renaissance fair meal, which sucked, by the way.
Yeah, I remember that's when we left, so I wasn't really. I just saw you freaking coming down like a golden god amongst your flock. I was like, what's happening?
What would have been a better meal would be boiled goose. It was that it was that good, quote unquote. But yeah, fucking the next year I was asked if I would want to come back. But by then, the guy that had been my squire was already in that class too. So I had handed him my armor. And so I didn't have armor per se. But I did come back. I did keep the helmet because it was too big for him. So I put the helmet on, and my ex used to... Her parents owned a lumber yard, so I just went and made quickie armor.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, since it was quickie armor, it was a very last minute thing. It was quickie armor. I didn't get to cut and sand down precisely.
Damn, homie.
So the neck was all jagged and it would cut into me. It sucked. So I made some quickie armor and just did that and appeared and totally lost because I had just gotten out of work early to go do this, and I was wearing work clothes underneath this armor, so it was like these restrictive jeans that sucked, and I was wearing boots, which were not conducive to
you don't want to
fast movement.
You don't want to go out and do a boot scoot while you're in the midst of a freaking battle.
Also, to be fair, also didn't want to win. No, don't get me wrong. I lost fair and square. I fucking straight up lost. But had I been capable enough to do it, I wouldn't have gone. Why would I want to win? You know, I did get to go. The one that ended up winning that year was the guy that was my squire, and he was a friend of mine. So that was cool to lose to him. But I mad lost, dude.
Super lost?
Super lost. My little boots were sliding on the gym floor.
The boot scoot.
They were like roper style boots, so they were mad slide. It was not good. It was not a good show. It was pathetic even. So
mad stinky,
dude. The stinkiest, if you will. But I was glad to see that they kept the tradition of actually doing the whole affair there, you know.
The boot scoot.
Oh, you know what I just remembered also? I had like a faceplate. Remember, it was a skull faceplate.
Yeah, you made it out of this, which we still have somewhere. But I have one of them.
I have a glowing. I have a glowing skull.
Yeah, we got at Walmart.
Yeah.
And you cut it out, and you made it like a straight Triple H, like little face mask.
Yeah.
Mad
that was cool, and it was cool because I know got it at Walmart, sounds cheap, but it actually kind of looks cool, like a skull.
It's not like the shit you get now. It was actually cool.
Yeah, and it was like vinyl, so it shaped your head. And, you know, I put straps on it, and it had this faceplate. So when I was wearing my helmet, it looked like death a-coming.
Yeah.
And then when I was at the dinner table, or the feast table, I guess, I just had my faceplate leering, partially because it was fun playing the character.
You didn't want to eat
but the other part, didn't want to hit the boiled goose.
If you had a freaking mad turkey leg, it would have been cool to bite out of that Kano style.
But they didn't put any seasoning on it.
It's accurate.
That's true. Stinky. Wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. The food, I mean. Anyway, that's a thing that happened.
I guess it's around that time that I ate cold ass weenies. I think I mentioned it already.
What? Cold ass weenies?
Yeah, I'll do an abbreviated version.
Anyway, I don't care about this subject. Bye.